we have to make the truth more interesting.
He wants to vaccinate everybody so that he can implant. I think you're going to change people's DNA is what they said. You're going to change our DNA. Conspiracy theories about you online are insane on social media, and social media has propagated them in a way where it's like Bill Gates is trying to create vaccines. Should we be looking at the virus cases, or should we be looking at the deaths? Because I never know which one is more important. What have you found is the key to encouraging or convincing community members to buy into the measures that keep them safe? Wow.
It is true that cases are translating into less deaths for two reasons. One is that the cases are more in the young people who are less likely to be very sick, and the other is that the quality of treatment, including some new drugs like dexamethasone, have been proven out. So when you do get hospitalized, you have a higher chance of survival. But we're predicted to go back up to over 2,000 deaths a day in the months ahead. So for the next 6 to 8 months, the news is mostly bad. After that, the volume of the vaccine will have kicked in, and then we'll have, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Well, when I look back and say, why didn't my warnings about the pandemic lead to more activity? I have to say, should I have made the grimness even more vivid, or told more people that bad news? So if you want people to prepare in advance, you really do have to, at least in some way, show the potential negative outcome.
I've been shocked at the blowback I've seen directed at you over vaccines for this stuff, but for the masks too. How frustrating is that to you?
The presence of social media plus a pandemic is a combination that's never been tried before. Nobody would have predicted that I and Dr. Fauci would be so prominent in, really kind of evil theories about, did we create the pandemic? Do we have some malign reason to think vaccines are important in general? Are we trying to profit from it, and on and on? That's unfortunate, particularly if it undermines the mask wearing, or if it undermines as the vaccine gets approved. Are we able to have people not only protect themselves, but protect their loved ones, protect the community by participating in something that's been proven to be safe? The cost of the mask and the productivity loss from the mask, it's quite an intervention. Other than our social behavior, the primary tool we have until these therapeutics or vaccines get out there in big numbers. Are we trying to profit from it, and on and on?
Have you been surprised at the amount of pushback there's been just from the American people in terms of doing something simple like wearing a mask?
Well, again, that speaks to, what are the leaders saying? We have to admit that the scientific community in the early stage of the infection,
we thought this was about coughing.
This was about coughing. We didn't know the simple masks would provide so much benefit.
Do you sometimes feel a little inadequate hosting with Rashida when you're a college dropout?
Given that, we tell people to wear clothes, I don't think of it as some ultra important freedom thing. That, there's another part of your body, at least for the duration of the pandemic, we're asking you to cover up most of the time.
Yep, it's just another ordinary day. Yep, I tell you what, it's really, 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 really easy being me. I'm like probably the luckiest person in the world, like one of the luckiest persons in the world. Definitely one of the luckiest Cypriots in the world. Have everything made for me, have no need to worry, like I only need to care about accomplishing relief. Yes, now is my moment. Nothing is gonna get between me and my well-needed relief, not even this ball. There's always something trying to get in my way, but now, no. Not this time, baby. Not this time. Yep, little bit of water. You always need water. You never need anything else. Yep, we're doing this. We're almost set. Yep, let's not do a mistake and spill it on all these electronic devices and spoil them. That would be a shame. Yep, we'll need a loop. Yep. I need to wear my seat belt. Always, you need a belt while sitting. Yep, let's adjust the boxers and the pants. Soon, hedonism's on the way. Fuck! This fucking internet connection. Fuck them. I swear, sometimes I have this delusion that some IT Indian guy from Google is just messing with my connection. Hey, what? Oh, it's back. Okay, yeah. Let's put some lube. Yep. We're doing this. Yes. We're doing this. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Yes. Yes, let's wash our hands. Yes. Get them lubricated with water. Yep. Fuck! Not again. None of this buffering. I hate this buffering. Fuck. What? It's back, miraculously. Fucking Indians. Okay, let's do this. Yes. Hedonism is on the way. Yeah, baby. Yes. Yeah. Fuck. We're doing this. Yes, we're doing this. We're doing this. Fuck. Yep. You fall down, you get up, you want more, sir. Yeah, let's see you, little bitch. Let's see you resetting now. Yeah, I'm fingering you. How you like that? Who would that be? Yes? Scammed!
Let him connect to my computer, and after he's connected to my computer, I am able to reverse that connection to his computer so that I can investigate a scam. And every time he was online, he either was watching victims, spying on them. What you're seeing on the screen right now is Scammers Remote Utilities, which is one of the remote access tools that these scammers primarily use. This program can be configured in a way that it's completely hidden from the victim's computer, and the scammers will maintain the connection. It will run on startup, so if the victim boots down their computer and boots it back up, it will run on startup, and the scammer doesn't need a password to connect back to the victim, and if they do connect back to the victim cannot see that the scammer is connected. So I uploaded like 10 to 20 viruses to his startup folder, so that if he boots off his computer and boots it back up, he will get destroyed by all of these viruses. So I just decided to put a screen locker on his computer. He's not able to move his mouse, use his keyboard, or do anything besides turning off the computer, which will destroy his computer. And I also decided to put up a voice chat from one of the remote access tools that I use. He doesn't know where the sound is coming from, but magically there is a hacker in his ears, and this really scared him.
What? like now? Like I usually put this smiley face on my camera, like to hide myself. Like, man, thank you very much. You're like the Batman of the internet. You're like the good man. I guess I'll have to use my imagination then.
Yes, madam. That is the reason you receive a call, okay? I'm saying, do you have any computer or laptop in your home? Okay, because we can give you a cancellation form and a complaint form where you need to fill up the form, and after that we can cancel the order and close the account, okay?
If you hang up the call, your computer is getting destroyed, okay? I am Russian hacker. You with the wrong person, bro. Listen to me. If you hang up the call, I'm gonna destroy your computer, okay?
Destroy you, motherfucker. I will also
I am
see you.
motherfucking Russian hacker. I come to your house with Kalashnikov. If you hang up this call, I want to ask you a couple questions. I know you're a scammer, okay? I want to ask you a couple of questions. Can I ask you questions or not?
Go ahead, motherfucker. I'm gonna stay 1 hour on the call, and I'm not gonna disconnect your computer. I'm not gonna shut down my computer. Let's see what
you are not in charge of this conversation anymore. You are not in charge of this conversation. This is my
I am your daddy,
now.
motherfucker.
You're my
I'm your
daddy?
daddy, motherfucker.
Yes? Okay, you're
Yeah.
gonna see.
Show me what you got, you
Show
asshole.
me what you got, or you stupid? Who are you challenging right now? Yes? Are you
Telling you,
stupid?
motherfucker. Show me what you got.
Yes? Show me what you can do, I will show you.
I need to see your black ass, you
You are
motherfucker.
fucking done for. See, I'm gonna destroy your mother.
Listen, you motherfucker, I will put a gun in your asshole and the bullet will come out from your fucking eye.
Hello, I told you not to with me, bro. Hello, can you hear me? I told you not to with me. It's the hacker. Yes, it's the hacker, yes. It's the hacker right here. Can you hear me? I am the hacker. I told you don't should mess with me. I told you don't mess with me, okay? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? I know you can hear me. Talk to me. I can hear you.
Yeah, you motherfucker say.
Yeah, I told you I f***ing hack you. What you got to say now? What you got to say now, huh? I told
What
you
happened, motherfucker?
Yeah, I am hacking your computer.
I'll fuck your mother,
I am
asshole.
hacking your computer right
I'll
now.
fuck
I'm
your
hacking
mother.
you. Say sorry. Say sorry and maybe I'll help you. Say sorry to me now. Hey,
Hello, motherfucker.
Hey, scammer. You want your computer back or not? Hey, scammer. Scammer. Hello, scammer. I told you not to f*** with me, okay? You decided to pick on the wrong person. It happens sometimes, it's okay, but now you lost your computer to me, okay? This computer is mine now, okay? I am the captain now.
What do you do?
Oh, well, mainly I like to call myself a software and cognitive developer because I love developing with cognitive computing and artificial intelligence. I am an algorithmist. I love working with, designing, and implementing algorithms. I'm a keynote and TEDx speaker. I'm an author. I've written a book and I'm working on another one about IBM Watson. And, of course, I'm also an IBM champion for cloud and honorary IBM Cloud Advisor.
Do you go to school?
Well, I'm currently homeschooled in grade 8 going to grade 9 now.
Wow. Okay, so you're bright. Artificial intelligence is taking over the world. Is that fair to say?
Well, you see, that's actually one thing that I believe a lot of people have, the sort of misconception that artificial intelligence is this technology that was made to replace humans at really everything we do, whether it be, our jobs or whatever we do at home every day.
Hi, I'm Jeff Dillon, the CEO of VirtualMate, which is a revolutionary male sex toy device and virtual content system.
Immerse yourself in our story mode, fast mode, or VR mode. Play your way with optimization for most computers, pads, phones, and VR headsets. Core is equipped with a smart external patent-pending layer which integrates multiple micro-intelligent real-time sensors. These collect your motion data, transferred to your virtual mate via Bluetooth. She perceives depth, speed, and strength, responding in awe-inspiring real time.
I feel more inadequate because she is so articulate, and she's an artist.
But really what I believe is that artificial intelligence was developed and is continuing to be developed for the sole purpose of really augmenting our life and amplifying our skills or capabilities and what we can do every day.
But what about when the computers actually learn that they're better than us?
Well, you see, that's what I call the singularity of artificial intelligence, at which point artificial intelligence has surpassed human intelligence to the point that we cannot control it. But really what I believe at this point, artificial intelligence, I won't go into the details right now since we're limited on time, but the thing is, right now, artificial intelligence itself as a technology is so foolable and so primitive that either A, we won't reach that singularity point, or B, if we do, it's a very long ways off.
Futuristic sex toy.
This is a teledildonic vibrator. Now you can either control it yourself and make that thing whirl inside your girl, but if you connected this via the associated app with whoever you want to play with, they can control that from a distance. Now, how do you feel about virtual reality?
Well, I've never done it, obviously. Angelina Alexandrovich is trialling a revolutionary new sensory experience, using virtual reality to rate our arousal levels. Alex is going to be the giver.
I'm coming for you, Hayley!
And I'll be the receiver.
Give it to me, baby!
Alex is able to stimulate my body through sensors attached to me. I'll be honest, I'm feeling more anxious than aroused. But it's the big finish that's blowing my mind.
All I'm seeing is mannequins flat out having sex, like. Whew. That was the most bizarre experience of my entire life.
You do this YouTube channel, which you teach people. What is that all about, and who is your target audience?
Hi, so tell me about yourself.
Sir, I am sitting in front of yourself, myself Rakesh Mohanty, and I am technology mad.
Yeah, sure. Now, I actually have a YouTube channel called Tanmay Teaches that I've been running for around 6 years now, and it has over 144 videos and now 22,000 subscribers. And so on it, I love to teach about computing, really programming, these algorithms that I develop, machine learning especially, math, science, and especially technologies like IBM Watson. Because, of course, I like to share my knowledge because I realize that there's this lack of resources for people to learn about technologies like AI.
But if you will ask me what is my passion, I will say hardware. But this is for the first time I am doing on Spiky.
Skype, you mean?
Which is why I absolutely love sharing my knowledge through, of course, these YouTube videos, the books that I'm authoring, the keynotes that I have, and really Watson comes in here in such a great way because Watson allows me...
What's Watson?
When Watson goes to work in a particular field, it learns the language, the jargon, and the mode of thought of that domain. Take the term cancer, for instance. There are many different types of cancer, and each type has different symptoms and treatments. However, those symptoms can also be associated with diseases other than cancer. Treatments can have side effects and affect people differently, depending on many factors. Watson evaluates standard of care practices and thousands of pages of literature that capture the best science in the field. And from all of that, Watson identifies the therapies that offer the best choices for the doctor to consider in their treatment of the patient. With the guidance of human experts, Watson collects the knowledge required to have literacy in a particular domain, what's called a corpus of knowledge. Collecting a corpus starts with loading the relevant body of literature into Watson. Building the corpus also requires some human intervention to cull through the information and discard anything that is out of date, poorly regarded, or immaterial to the problem domain. We refer to this as curating the content. Next, the data is pre-processed by Watson, building indices and other metadata that make working with that content more efficient. This is known as ingestion. At this time, Watson may also create a knowledge graph to assist in answering more precise questions. Now that Watson has ingested the corpus, it needs to be trained by a human expert to learn how to interpret the information. To learn the best possible responses and acquire the ability to find patterns, Watson partners with experts who train it in using an approach called machine learning. An expert will upload training data into Watson in the form of question-answer pairs that serve as ground truth. This doesn't give Watson explicit answers for every question it will receive, but rather teaches it the linguistic patterns of meaning in the domain. Once Watson has been trained on QA pairs, it continues to learn through ongoing interaction. Interactions between users and Watson are periodically reviewed by experts and fed back into the system to help Watson better interpret information. Likewise, as new information is published, Watson is updated so that it's constantly adapting to shifts in knowledge and linguistic interpretation in any given field. Watson is now ready to respond to questions about highly complex situations and quickly provide a range of potential responses and recommendations that are backed by evidence. It's also prepared to identify new insights or patterns locked away in information. From metallurgists looking for new alloys to researchers looking to develop more effective drugs, human experts are using Watson to uncover new possibilities in data and make better evidence-based decisions. Across all of these different applications, there is a common approach that Watson follows. After identifying parts of speech in a question or inquiry, it generates hypotheses. Watson then looks for evidence to support or refute the hypotheses. It scores each passage based on statistical modeling for each piece of evidence, known as weighted evidence scores. Watson estimates its confidence based on how high the response is rated during evidence scoring and ranking. In essence, Watson is able to run analytics against a body of data to glean insights, which Watson can turn into inspirations, allowing human experts to make better and more informed decisions.
Sure.
Mark thinks he's a golfer, but what is Watson?
Now, IBM Watson is essentially a cognitive system that allows developers to incorporate cognitive and machine learning into their applications without having to code in the actual intelligence. And what this means is that, of course, right now, really one of the main reasons developers aren't incorporating more machine learning into their apps is because it's so hard to do.
Pardon, sir?
Go on.
Sir, I am from Jharsuguda. I studied 10th Saraswati Sishu Vidya Mandir, graduate Cambridge Institute, Ranchi, not from England, note it. And I am putting my screwdriver everywhere and seeing what is happening. I am a hidden scientist.
It's really difficult to incorporate intelligence because...
Has the, I wanted to say, because you're the poster boy for homeschooling, aren't you?
Well, I did have a keynote for them, and I talked a lot about the advantages of homeschooling and why it's great for kids who want to go into different and really targeted subjects.
Okay, so what experience do you have?
Sir, I am working with BSNL telephone company. Whenever the line goes up, I ride the telephone khamba and make the line good.
I want to get right down to business now. When did you realise you were bright and smart, and smarter than most?
And during my spare time, I chat on girls on Facebook. And also, I collect pan masala wrappers. I have a huge collection, almost 2,000.
Well, I mean, I originally started coding when I was 5 with simple languages like Fox Pro and Batch. But eventually, at 9 years old, I had my very first iOS app accepted into the Apple App Store called T-Tables.
And how do you see yourself progress in this career?
Sir, I will have a fruity career in your steamy company, and I will perform and reach the climax position.
But did your mum and dad do something to you between 0 and 5?
Okay, and can you shift to Oman? Will you have any problems shifting to Oman?
Sir, I do not have any problem to shifting abroad country.
But you see, now I'm really interested in artificial intelligence and how it can actually be implemented on all these different platforms.
You see? But I will not change my religion.
Well, you see, there is one thing that I've been working on, and it's essentially an app called Ask Tanmay, an NLQA system. And so essentially, it's a system that can take your natural language questions and answer them for you using Watson and artificial intelligence.
Otherwise, I am very open-minded, and I am always happy, even when I am sad.
And actually, the original reason why I made Ask Tanmay, there's an Indian version of the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire show called KBC, which I originally wanted Ask Tanmay to play. So that actually ties in quite a bit with what I wanted to do.
And I am morally very good, morally very high. And I have also my resignation letter ready.
Actually used to be regularly schooled until grade 6.
Right.
Then I became homeschooled, and so of course I still do have my
This is
friends
still
from
a
school.
victory for public school.
From BSN.
Okay, so then we'll get back to you.
Sir, I am getting the job now.
We'll get back to you.
Thank you very much.
Take that golf ball and bring it back to me when you've actually worked out a way in which it'll always go straight. Because I think you could do it.
Technically, using a genetic algorithm or something.
I knew there'd be an answer. Hey, it's brilliant to meet you. You're a complete inspiration.
You are a scammer, right?
Yes.
Okay, how long you have been doing this?
Quite long.
Okay, are you the boss of the operation, are you the boss, or are you just worker?
Just work here. Why?
Okay, how much money you make a month from this?
Maybe just few dollars, like $200-300.
Okay, so why are you scamming people for minimum wage, man? Why are you doing this? Do you not have normal job over there in India, or what? What is the problem with it?
They're very fucked up India, bro.
Yeah, but
the economy is fucked up. Nothing to do.
Why are you scamming? Why you don't start a taxi or something? Why you have to scam people? You sleep good at night? You go to bed and you sleep good at night, or what?
Nothing else to do, brother. How did you access this computer?
Yeah, man, I tell you, I'm #1 Russian hacker. I can access anything I want, okay?
Really?
Yeah, my name is Vladimir. I'm #1 Russian hacker. You know, that's how we do it in Russia.
Let me use the computer. Can I use my computer?
No, you cannot use your computer. You decided to cuss out my mother. So this is what you get from #1 Russian hacker, Vladimir.
In this year's annual letter, Melinda and I take the toughest questions we get asked and give our answers. One that's come up for a long time is, as we make the world healthier, is the population going to get so big that feeding everybody and maintaining the environment is going to be impossible. And at first glance, this is a bit scary. We go from less than 1 billion in 1800, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.4 billion where we are today is happening even faster. So Melinda and I wondered whether providing new medicines and keeping children alive, would that create more of a population problem? What we found out is that as health improves, families choose to have less children. And this effect is very, very dramatic. We find that in every country of the world, this is repeated. The population growth goes down as we improve health. So we've taken that chart that shows the global population growth, and we've actually extended it out all the way to 2100. And we can see that instead of continuing, it actually flattens out. Another way to see that is through this rate of population growth. And you can see that in the 60s, that reached a pretty high number, over 2% per year, and it's now come way, way down. Now, 11 billion people, still a lot, but the good news is that the faster we improve health, the faster family size goes down, And so we can feel great about saving those lives.
At least I can always rely on my imagination. Yup, my imagination. Nobody can hack that space. That's my own special space. Yup, I can think whatever crazy thought I want in that space inside my head. Yup, nobody's hacking that. No one is hacking that space. It's mine.
Soon that also will be mine. Ha ha ha!